Okay.
Hello, welcome students. Today we have a great class for you. The Parsha this week is, oh my gosh, what a Parsha. It's Parshat Ki Teitzei, and it's replete with so many things. We'll see some of them, but we're going to start as usual with some current events and even upcoming events, at least we hope, about Trump, a little bit about Hillary. We'll see some things that are actually in the Parsha. Amazing, amazing. At any rate, so we want to look at the first sheet. We have all the sheets with you. So sheet number 1 says on the top, Hillary Wicked the Evil. Not because I just want to call her that, although I probably do, but it's because it actually is in this part. Now this part's not on the Parsha. This part's way, way back in Bereshit chapter 14. Why am I picking that? Because that Parsha, Parshas Lech Lecha, will be read 1 week before the presidential elections this year. I looked it up. So Lech Lecha and Vayera is going to be actually the presidential elections, and I had pieces on that before. But Lech Lecha I haven't done too much with. At any rate, except when I did it when we were in Lech Lecha. So in Lech Lecha, these Pesukim are talking about basically the battle of the 4 kings versus the 5. You may remember, if you read the portion Lech Lecha, that Sodom was one of those kings, and they had taken for a while, not taken, they had Lot. He moved there to the Sodom area. This is early on in chapter 13. It talks about that. He got land over there, and he was a very happy businessman. By the way, for those of you who do not know, you know, I think, Nikki, because I mentioned it, but I believe that Trump is actually a Gilgal of Lot.
That's what
and I'm pretty sure, right, he says this too. So therefore, I think if you take that to the bank, he is a Gilgal of Lot, which is why he could become president, because, hey, wouldn't that be great for us, the Jewish people? It doesn't mean he's a Jew, necessarily. He might be also, we don't know what his full background is, but for sure, if he is Lot, that means that he is Abraham's nephew, and he's Sarah's brother. This would be great to have him in the White House just for that. By the way, Lot was a supreme businessman, and Trump is a businessman. That's not a proof. The proof comes in the fact that their names overlap with the tet and other things like this. At any rate, but going on to here. So in here, it's talking about that war, and at the end, the king of Sodom, he's so happy he won the war, and Abraham helped him. So he's asking Abraham that he wants to actually give Abraham some of the spoils that he got from the war. And Abraham says, don't give me anything. I don't want anybody to say, you made me rich. So he didn't like that. He doesn't want to be associated with the king of Sodom. Of course not. A little later on, in fact, the next week's Parsha in the election, actual time, they will have that Lot is going to escape Sodom, because Sodom is going to be destroyed, and you know that story also. By the way, that's where Ruth comes about. She's a relative, and that's the Moabitess who gives birth to, not her, but she gives birth to Jesse. But after that, maybe it's Oheb, not Jesse, I'm sorry, I'm saying Oheb. But Oheb gives birth to Jesse gives birth to David. So David Amelech comes from Ruth directly. That means Mashiach directly comes from Ruth. A relative of Lot, a relative of Trump, if you want to say it that way. Maybe Ivanka is her, I don't know. She was speaking with him the other day. She's a great speaker, by the way, and I like her a lot. Also, Ivanka Trump. She's a wonderful, wonderful speaker. I didn't look her up in here. I probably should have done that too. But at any rate, so we have here coded in this part, chapter 14, and then again in chapter 15, which is about the Brit Ben Abasorim, the covenant between the parts, we have Hillary coded. So twice. Once here and once in the next next chapter, and so it's there. So it's Hey, Yud, Lamed, Resh, Yud. Do you see that there down the page? It's not hard to see. It's a code. The skip of the code is 46. What does skip mean? It means if I was counting letters after that Hey, and I counted 46 letters, I'd come to the Yud. The Yud is the 46th letter after that Hey, and then the Lamed is 46 again. They're all 46. 46 happens to be Levi. I don't know if it's a relationship, but at any rate, that's what it is. Now, it goes through a code. It actually crosses another code. And what is that other code? That other code is Hara. With the Hey of Yud Ke Vav Ke, the Yud, by the way, of that is Hillary's last letter of her name in Hebrew, and the Kuf is really a Hey, so it spells Ha backwards, Hey, Resh, Ayin. The Resh is part of Hillary. That's the crossing point. The Hey is right next to the Yud, and the Ayin is right next to the Lamed of her name. It pretty much proof text that she is Hara. What does Hara mean? The bad, the wicked, the evil, bad person. Now, that's just there, but we knew that before. But this is the week before the election. It's still saying this. And then in Bereshit 15, if you look at the back page, for me it's the next page, we have, I guess I should look up and look at the camera a little bit. Are we okay on me looking at the camera?
Yeah, I'm looking at the paper right now, so it's okay.
Okay, the paper right now, very good. So Hillary is coded there again, this time less, 42, I was 24, sorry, I'm turning around, 24 skip. And you can see the Hillary there. And through Hillary this time, through the Resh, the same letter again, that was Hara. This time the word is Russia. Russia goes through her name. Well, I think it's 101 skip, but I counted real quickly earlier, so I'm not sure it's right, the skip, but it's Russia. She's a Russia. She's wicked. She's bad, just bad to the bone. But we know she's sick, and we know, yes, we know these things. It's just my starting point, because there's going to be more. So the next page that you have, page 2, or group 2, Hillary degrades Trump fans by calling them a basket of deplorables. That's what, Mickey, you were talking about just a little while ago. She called them unbelievable. She said half of Trump's supporters, his fans, are a basket of deplorables. If she wants to mock him, fine. He mocks her, she mocks him. This is politics. But what about calling all of his supporters? That means me. I may be a basket of I'm that basket. Or if I'm not in the basket, I'm in the other half, which she also doesn't like so much, because she talked bad about them also.
She said unredeemable.
Unredeemable. They're unredeemable. They cannot be redeemed. And now the people are coming up on stage for Trump, and they're saying, I'm one of the basket. And they're like proud of this fact that she called them a basket of deplorables. And she got in big trouble, but she got more trouble because, like Mickey said, a few days after she made that wonderful comment, I think it was on Thursday or Friday of last week, on Sunday, that was the date of September 11th, with the celebrations and all that, she was there and she got terribly sick. Actually almost fell over getting into a van, saying dehydrated. Then they came out with this pneumonia story. Whatever is true, whether she's really sick or totally fake, not even sick, I don't know. I do know basket is actually here, coded, the basket, and not only that, we have degrading, and Hillary again. So Hillary is there with that hey on line number 16, right? Hey, Yud, Lamed, Resh, Yud. The Yud is on the last page. Turn to the back page, I'll turn it over. And then we have other words. What's the other words? So this word, and I probably can't pronounce this in Hebrew. I didn't look up the pronunciation. Usually I'll have Sarah to help me with that, but she's not here today. So at any rate, we have Aleph, Vav, Hey, Dalet. See the Aleph, the dotted underline, very lightly dotted, and the Vav and the Hey and the Dalet. It's a 10 skip, I think. At any rate, it means what? It means fan. Fans, supporters, not fan like a fan that blows in a class because it's hot or in your house. This is a fan like a supporter. So the supporters, Hillary is doing something with the supporters. Could it be her supporters? But it turns out it's his supporters. At any rate, and what did she call them? A basket of deplorables. So look for the word basket. Through Hillary, through the H of Hillary, hey, which is like sounding like an H. Through the hey of Hillary, we have hey, samek, lamed. They're underlined, solid underlines. Hasal. What's a sal? It's a basket last time I looked, right? My wife knows this because she goes shopping, right? A basket is sal, right, Rose?
Truthfully, I don't know.
No, okay, fine, that's fine. All right, but at any rate, it is, sal is a basket. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So hasal would be the basket. She didn't call them the basket, but they're a basket of deplorables. And then we have another word, which is degrading. She degraded Trump fans. She degraded them by calling them this. Because she didn't call them a basket of fruits. Well, that would be bad too, I guess. She's going to call them a basket of nice, beautiful flowers. That would have been nice, but she didn't call them that. She called them bad. So degrading, the word for degrading is here. And that I'll tell you how to spell it. It's lamed. This is a thicker, bigger, dotted underline. Lamed, we're going backwards with the code this time, up the page. So lamed, it's bait, and then a zayin, and then a vav. We don't have that vav, and the tav. We don't need the vav. Vavs and yuds you don't need. Modern Hebrew throws them in. They throw more than we need usually in. But ancient Hebrew, you didn't really need the vav. So therefore the word is libzot, libzot. Libzot, which means, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, it means degrading. Like the Zoyan, it's making a shame of somebody. She shamed these people. Unbelievable. So that's coded there with a Zayin. Yeah, Zayin's a real letter. And that's what we have on this page. So even what she said is here in this week's Parsha, because made a big deal of this week, including the sickness, even worse. All right, more. About the sickness, so now we're going to page number 3. About the sickness is not coded. However, we're talking about Hillary, what she did this week and last week with some stuff. And by the way, we're the videotapers now, so let me, for those of you who are my students from before, you're new, but you come anytime you like, please, and you'll become one of the students. And everybody knows we used to have a man help me videotape, and he's a good friend, and he goes to my shul, in fact, but he and I had a little, I won't say falling out, but we had a little difference of opinion about what should be in a video. So last week I talked a lot, and he did not want to put that part in the video. He has his reasons for doing that, and we disagreed. So therefore, I don't know if he's never going to come again. He may. I told him, please come to class at least, and you can videotape from your chair anything you want to and put in anything. But for my video that I'm going to send out, I would like to have the full class. So now we're going to have the full class because Rose is the new videotaper with our own little videotape thing. So here's not only is she your lovely assistant with giving out the papers, but she's also the lovely videotaper too. All right, thank you, Rose. Very good. If you do real good, you get another job. We can make some money out of it. Just kidding. All right, at any rate. So this sheet says, deceit of reporters vis-a-vis Hillary Clinton.
Terrible.
That's unbelievable what the reporters do. They are. If I had to say Hillary and Bill are bad, I think the reporters are actually worse in a way.
Terrible.
Because they cover up everything. I can see why a person maybe would want to cover up a crime. If they do a bad thing, I would see why they'd want to do it. Nixon did it. Remember that whole scandal? Race the tape. Or he didn't actually race the tape, but he said, let's get rid of this stuff. And then but he kept them, and they listened to him. He had all those swear words and bad stuff. That was way back in the 70s there. But it was terrible. But the point is, he still had the tape. Well, what if you wanted to cover up completely and not have a tape? Just erase it and burn it. Or what she did with the emails. She bleached it.
That it was a hot, steaming day. It was 77 degrees with a nice cool breeze.
Correct. That's what I heard also from the news. And some say as much as 80, but even 80 is not that much. But they said she needed water, she was dehydrated. So give her a drink of water. In the plane when she started coughing, they right away, like 5 seconds later, they're handing her a cup of water. How come nobody had a water bottle? If it's so hot, everybody would have a water bottle. She got it from a kid off the street or whatever. She didn't have a water bottle, and she's wearing this heavy dress. It was all weird. But at any rate, bad enough to deceive the nation. That's her and him, Bill, too. But the reporters cover up everything. So I proved this, and Mickey already said this one. Here's the proof of the deceit. It's not here in the Torah directly, but this part about deceit is, they had a story on AOL by Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is now helping her by, of course, doing things while she's sick. He's going to the reporters, he's going to the press, maybe having not a rally, but talking to people. And he decided to say something. He said, to support his wife, that this has happened frequently. She's gotten sick. Then CBS deleted the word, and the story that I saw said more. It not only said frequently gets sick without a change of words, but this story also said she gets sick frequently, but that's because she works so hard, and when you work so hard, sometimes you can get very sick. I'm hoping she won't go back to work right away, maybe next week, but she's probably want to get up right away the next day and go back in because she works so hard. Now that's a positive, right? That's not negative at all. Bill knows how to spin a word from before, right? But still, he must have blown it this time, because I was Trump, I would get him on this immediately. Because frequently means she gets sick a lot because she works so hard. I.e., what does that mean? If you work hard and you get sick, then what's the president going to do? Not work hard? The president's going to work harder than she's working now, and she's getting sick all the time? Is that the kind of president we want for health reasons? That was a terrible statement. Guess what? I tried to show it to Rose 2 hours later. Off the air. Gone. Bleach bitted. It's just out of there.
Gone.
So that's the reporters. The media is pro her, or is told by them, don't keep this on there. Blackout on the news. They call it blackout sometimes. So it's totally out. Anyway, these are these wonderful reporters, whoever they are. At any rate, so we've got that here. The word for reporters are like writers. This is kotvim, or kotvim. So chaf, it's a final chaf, it happens to be, and then a tav, up above that, it's backwards code, and then a beit, a yud, and a mem. The mem is not final, but still it's a nice word, and this word is with a final letter, not that chaf, but another chaf. From the tav, meaning the word kotvim, which means reporters, from that tav of reporters, backwards we have a vav and a chaf, a final chaf even there too, which means toch. What does toch mean? Deceit. I looked it up. She's deceitful, but in this case, they're deceitful.
They're deceitful.
The reporters are deceitful. It goes right through the word. And not only that, how do we know we're talking about deceitful vis-a-vis her? Because Hillary, that kuf of Yudke Vavke is the hay of Hillary. So down the page with double underline, it goes into the next parak, the next chapter, is Hillary. So what do we know? The reporters are deceitful. They cover up things right, left, everywhere. Does the right wing do this too? Of course they do. Does the left wing do it? Of course they do. But not only do these people do it, politicians, they, the reporters, whatever they're reporting on, decide to do whatever they want to do. You can't get the truth in the media at all. Right? Now, next one. 1 week before the election, but this time we're going to talk about Trump, who I personally want to be president, hope he is. At any rate, 1 week before the elections, we happen to have this gematria. This is in Parshat Ki Teitzei, like we already mentioned a few minutes ago. This is Bereshit Parak 13, and we have this part ending in the word Lot. So Pasuk 13 says, V'anshe Sodom, the people of Sodom, Ra'im, were very wicked, V'chataim, and they sinners, La'Hashem me'od, they really sinned to God a lot. Right? Then the next pasuk says, translating, V'Hashem Amar El Avram. Hashem said to Avram, Acharei Hapred Lot. After the separation with Lot, you may remember that in chapter 13, Lot wins out. He and his guys get to live wherever they want and have a lot of cattle and places to roam. So Lot liked the area of Sodom. I don't know why, but he liked the area of Sodom. So this ends even with the name Lot. And these words, how many of the words do we have here? 11. 11 bold words from Parshat Lech Lecha. 1 week before the presidential elections this year, we will read this in 2016 in 5777. And these words add up to 1595. This is the gematria now, not code. And 1595 happens to be Donald Trump, Yeh Nasi. Donald Trump will be president, but Tafshin Ayin Zayin, which means the year 5777, which doesn't start even yet till Rosh Hashanah. On October 3rd, we will have 5777. It's a nice gematria. We're going to see it again, by the way. It comes up a lot. It has a Zion in it, but that's only because that's in the gematria group. So this 11 words is that gematria group, and it even has Lot in it. Pretty cool, but not the punchline. The punchline you are not going to believe. I didn't believe it when I saw it, but it's coming attractions. By the way, I did, Rachel, I want to mention, I did listen to the Rabbi Kessin shiur. I wasn't feeling good to go, but I did listen to the whole entire shiur of the one that you told us about. You told Rose, and I had watched it. Because I wanted to know. It's something related to Trump, being related to, maybe not related to Esav, but Esav will come back at the end of days. I agree with that 100%. I've talked about it before myself, not bragging.
Right at the end of days?
At the end of days, Esav, the wicked Esav, will get a chance. He'll come back and he'll be a goody two shoes. Not the way Esav of before, but he'll take his one great midah of Kivu Ave. He'll do that to the nth degree, and he'll be a really good person. He'll become a good person, and he'll join in with, and they'll have somebody with Mashiach, all right, and be the help to bring Mashiach. So he's making the statement that Trump will be like this person, not him, but like that person. But we know from our class, at least, that we believe, at least I believe, that Trump is Lot in Gilgal. Could be Esav also. Esav could be involved. I do not know. So I listened to it. I really liked it a lot. But let me state that when you see what we're going to see, it's about 4 more pages, it is incredible and unbelievable. But it's from the Talmud. We haven't got there yet. All right, so this is from the Parsha, not this Parsha, Parsha's Lech Lecha. Going on. So the next page is...
Send this into Trump. He would love it.
I have sent actually things to Trump before. Unfortunately, I sent to Twitter. He loves Twitter. So I tried to do a Twitter message, but Twitter only allows you so many words, and I'm not a big, what do they call that? Social media guy. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have a lot of these things, but I don't use them very much, and I even have a blog that I haven't looked at for 2 years. I haven't written a thing on it, but I used to have it. At any rate, but I tried writing the thing, but I tried to tell him about being president and maybe even something about luck, but for sure being president. This is early on. This is back like around February or March. And I couldn't get it to him because I never did. First of all, not get it, didn't get a reply, and I'm not sure it even went correctly because I used too many words. I ran out of words in saying the thing, and then I tried to change it, and then I blew it at that point, so it didn't happen. I also sent to Ivanka. I sent it to his daughter also, because she was, at that time, not pregnant, but she was just over having a child, and it was probably rough timing. Maybe I should send late now, but the point is, I think he pretty much knows that he's going to be president, and I don't want to pat myself on the back. He doesn't need to know me at all. If I sent it to anybody, I probably would send it to some real conspiracy theorist guy. There's one, Alex Jones, he's like really crazy. But I kind of like him, but he is crazy. I think he's crazy. At any rate, if I sent it to him and he mentioned my name on air, that would be fine. I don't need to have it. But if I did, it was weird. But I'm not going to probably send it to Trump again. But you are right. I should, and I did try.
I think this particular page he would love.
Yeah, I think you'll even love more than the other one that I'm going to show you in a few minutes.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
No, I think you should send it again.
This one too, that's coming up right now, in fact. We say the Shemona Esrei, so I'll ask you guys, how many times do we say the Shemona Esrei normally, not making up anything the day before, normally in a day, how many times do we say the Shemona Esrei? Anybody?
3.
Correct, 3. 2 points, 3 points, we get 3 points for 3. Yes, 3 times a day. Every day, we're supposed to say the Shemona Esrei. Yes, on Shabbos and festivals, there may be other, say Musaf and stuff, adding something to it. But normal day, a weekday, we say it 3 times a day. 3 times a day, then, we are saying this part. Wait to see the part. So it's at the end of the first bracha of Shemona Esrei, just the ending of it, almost the ending of it. It says, "V'zocher chasdei avot," and he remembers. Who remembers? God remembers. God remembers the kindnesses of the avot, of the forefathers. V'mevi, and he will bring goel livnei b'nehem, a goel, a redeemer. God is the ultimate redeemer, but he's going to bring Mashiach, the redeemer. He's going to bring a goel for the children's children. L'man shemo bi'ava, according or because of his name of love, that God's name is loving. He's a loving God. His name is love. Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, a king who will help and Moshiach save, and a Magen, a shield, right? Now, probably it's talking about God at that point, but it may be commentary, I didn't read it, maybe it's talking about this Goel. But either way, it's a Melech. God is certainly the Melech. We're going to make a Melech on Rosh Hashanah. He needs subjects, that's us, and he becomes a king. But all those words, Goel, Livnei, B'nehem, Laman, Shemo, Be'ava, Melech, Ozer, Mashiach, up to Mashiach, not Magen, is equal to, how many words is that? 9. 9 more words is equal to, again, 1595, Donald Trump, Yeh Nasi, B'tavshin, Ayin Zayin. It's crazy, folks. Right in the Shemona Esrei, we should have something about Donald Trump, but only because that's the Gematria group. It doesn't have Trump in code, or even what, but it does have this Gematria group. So every day we're basically saying it. Wish Hillary would. She said it to her. Do you know Hillary? Well, you won't care, but your daughter, who is Jewish, right? She converted? No, not. I'm sorry. The husband of the daughter. The daughter-in-law, right.
Son-in-law.
The husband,
Son-in-law.
right? Son-in-law. So the son-in-law is Jewish, and he is saying this 3 times a day. He's at least probably conservative. Well, maybe. He's not even conservative?
No, I think he's Orthodox.
Oh, he maybe goes, whatever.
No,
I know
he's
Ivanka
not.
Trump, they are, but I'm not sure about him.
No,
But he's Jewish. He's at least Jewish, so
He is
maybe he's
Jewish.
saying it. Anyway, he's probably heard it somewhere in
Well, she
shul when
wouldn't
he
have
went.
converted if he didn't insist on it.
She did.
He must be Orthodox.
No.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know. But Ivanka Trump and her husband, Jared, right, Kushner, they're Orthodox. Although he doesn't wear kippah, I heard, but it's okay. Maybe there's some that don't. I don't know. At any rate, back to this. So people are saying this thing. So I wouldn't send it to Hillary, but to a Jewish person, yeah, why not? Anyway, we're going on. We got a few more with Donald Trump, and then the punchline. The punchline is the crazy one. It's coming up. 3 more pages. This is the first of the 3. Donald Trump, directly, in our Parsha, chapter 22. It starts in chapter 21, Parshat Ki Teitzei. 22 is the next section, the next parak, the next chapter, but it's right at the beginning. It's pasuk beit. So therefore, what we see is we only have a few pasukim in chapter 21 from this parsha, and therefore we got right away this part. And it says v'im lo karov achecha, which means, Rose reminded we said it last night, but I forgot what it was. So we'll look it up. All right. So this is okay. You're allowed to be tired. I get tired all the time. Just remember spirulina. Just kidding. As the portion. It's talking about who does not and who does have a portion in Olam Haba. So there's a thing that says in Pirkei Avot, all Jews have a portion in Olam Haba. But it's not really all Jews. It's all Jews except a few wicked Jewish kings and a few commoner Jewish people, like Doeg. They do not have a portion in the world to come. But Bilam is the main one, but he is another. He's a commoner, and he's not Jewish. So there are Jewish people listed also. That's what it talks about most of Parakhelek. But part of Parakhelek, right here, talks about the Mashiach. There's a lot of Mashiach. If you want to learn Mashiach stuff, where do you go? Parakhelek. It's called